Well, friends, if you had a time machine, where would you go? Would you go to the past or would you go to the future? If you were to go to the past, where would you begin your journey? Would you maybe perhaps go and visit your loved ones? Maybe you would go even further beyond. You want to see a landscape of human history. Where would you go? How would you spend your time? What would you go and experience? For me, being the preacher nerd that I am, I would want to go see a New Testament church. I would want to go and sit in the back as the Apostle Paul preached, or as Apollos led out, or as Peter gave one of those master class sermons on the Old Testament. I would want to see what was it like in the beginning as the church began to form and as little communities of Christians began to pop up over the landscape. What was it like? What do they give themselves to? What do they picture? As we think about this, of course, we have such abilities because God has given us a record of how these early churches were formed and started. We have, if you will, like a time capsule that we can open up and begin to sort of claw our way through, to begin to paint a picture in our minds of what were these early Christians doing as they lived out this newfound faith in the Lord in the midst of a culture that was not so far from ours. A culture that given over to idolatry and worship of man rather than the worship of the one true and living God.